Hi, InfoTech students. Today we are going to go ahead and open up our Adobe Acrobat Reader Access textbook, and we are working on lesson 7, creating and modifying queries. All right. So in this lesson, we're going to create a query, modify a query, sort and filter data with a query. And first of all, you should know that a query is a set of instructions used for working with data. Creating a query is similar to asking the database a question. Running a query performs these instructions and provides the answers. So let's go on down to our step-by-step questions, and we're going to open up the Northwind document. So I'm going to go to my InfoTech folder, Access Data Files, Lesson 7, Northwind. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File, Save As, and we're going to find our Access folder, Lesson 7, and I'm going to name this Northwind-Final. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of move my database over, so there we have that. Okay, and it says to click on the Create tab. In the Queries group, we're going to click the Query Wizard. Okay, the new query dialog box appears as shown in figure 7-1, so it should look like that. And it says click the Simple Query Wizard. So we want to make sure it says Simple Query Wizard. We're going to click OK. The Simple Query Wizard appears as shown in figure 7-2. In the Tables Query drop-down box, we're going to select Employees. And then under Available Fields, we're going to double-click on last name, first name, email address, mobile phone, and position. So to remove a field from the selected dialogs, you can double click the field over here. So if you accidentally add one more than what you need, you can always double click to remove it out of this box. It says to hit the Next button. The second screen in the Simple Query Wizard appears. The name of the query, Employees Con. We're going to name the employees Contact Query. Alright, and it says then select the open the view, query to view information if it's not already selected. And step 8 says to click the Finish button to accept the default selection. The completed and complete the query. The employee's contact query is displayed as shown in figure 7-3. The results show all of the records, but show only the 5 fields that you selected in the Query Wizard. It says to click the Close button on the employee's contact query. In the navigation pane, we're going to double-click Employees Contact Query to run it. The query results are displayed again. So we're going to click Close. And then it says for step 12 in the navigation pane, we're going to right-click Employees Contact Query to select it, and we're going to select the Rename option command. And in the query name box, we're going to type Employees Contact Info Query to rename it, and then press Enter on your keyboard. Step 15, page 110, in the navigation pane, it says to click market employees to select it. So I'm just highlighting. I didn't double click, just highlighting it. On the Home tab, in the Records group, we're going to click the Delete down arrow, and we're going to delete this query. Okay, a box will pop up. We're going to click Yes. We want to permanently delete it. And then it says pause and leave access open to use in the next exercise. Still using Northwind Final. On the Create tab, it tells us in the Queries group, we're going to now click the Queries Wizard again. And we have a new Query Wizard dialog box that should appear. This time we're going to click on Find Duplicate Query Wizard. And we're going to click OK. Alright, next we're going to click the Table Industry Friends. Click Next. Alright, and we're going to double click on last name, first name, and email address. Let's see, these are the fields that you think may include duplicate information. Okay, and we're going to click Next to display the next screen. Okay, this screen asks if you want to show other fields of the duplicate records besides just the ones with duplicate data. So we're going to double click Company and Referred By to move them to the Additional Query Fields box. Okay, so it should look like that, and we're going to click Next to display the final screen and the Find Duplicate Query Wizard. The name the query duplicates for industry friends. So I'm going to get rid of the Find. Capitalize duplicates for industry friends. And we're going to click Finish. Okay. So the query shows now duplicate records in the table. So these are out of our table, industry friends. These are the ones that there are duplicates of. Okay. So we're going to click the Close button to close the Industry Friends tab to close the query. Alright, next we're going to be creating a query from multiple tables. Alright, so in the navigation pane, we're going to double click Employees Table to open the table. And on the Database Tools tab, in the Relationships group, we're going to click on the Relationships button to display the table relationship. The Employees table has a defined relationship with Industry Friends table as indicated by the relationship line connecting the two tables. So it should look like this. Okay, it says to click the Close button in the Relationships group on the ribbon to close the Relationships window. And then click the Close button on the Employees tab for Employees table. So we're going to close out of that one as well. On the Create tab, in the Queries group, we're going to click on Query Wizard again. And this time we're going to click on Simple Query Wizard and click OK. In the Tables Queries drop-down list, we're going to choose Industry Friends. And then under Available Fields, we're going to add last name, first name, and Referred By to move them to Selected Fields box. In the Tables and Queries drop-down box, we're going to change it back over to Employees, and we're going to select Position and Email Address to move them to the selected fields. We're going to go ahead and click Next to display the next screen. And detail should be selected. We're going to click the next button to display the final screen, and then click Finish to accept the default settings in the screen and display the final or finished query. This query shows the name, position, and email address of the new employee who referred each industry friend. Okay, so now we're going to click the Close button to close Industry Friends query. If prompted to save, click Save. Okay, now we're going to find unmatched records. So still using the same database, we're going to click on the Create tab and then click on Query Wizard. The new Query Wizard dialog box appears. And this time we're going to choose Find Unmatched Query Wizard, and we're going to click OK. All right. Step 3 on page 114 says Table Employees is the default selection. The table will contain the records you'll want to display. We're going to click the Next button. Okay, and next we're going to select Table Stanford Employees to select it. So this table is related to the employees table and contains the records you don't want to display. We're going to click the Next button to display the next screen. Okay, and it says that we're going to click email address in the fields in employees. And we're going to click email address in the Stanford employees to display them in matching field box as shown. So it should look like this. Oh, we also have to click this button here in the middle. So click the greater than or less than equal to or greater than button to display them in matching fields. Okay, so we did that. We're going to click the next button to display the next screen in the Find Unmatched Wizard. In the available field box, we're going to double click last name, first name, position, and city, and select next to move to the next final screen. Step 9 says to click in the text box at the top of the screen and type non-Stanford employees. Alright, to name your query, and we're going to click Finish. The query is displayed as shown in figure 7-10. Okay, so just to remind you guys here, let's look at this. Oops, I went too far. So this record is, or query is to view only the records in one table that do not have a matching record in another table. You can create a Find Unmatched query. So on the Create tab in the Queries group, click the Query Wizard and then click the Find Unmatched Query Wizard. So these records do not have a match in any other table. Alright, scrolling back down. I should be about to page 115 right here, and step 10 says for us to close this database. Okay, next we're going to be using we're going to be modifying a query and adding a table to a query. So next we're going to, still in the same document here, we're going to double click the Industry Friends query to open it. And on the Home tab, in the Views group, we're going to change our options over to design view. The design view appears, okay, and this design view is different because remember this is a query and not a table. Alright, so it should look similar to the picture on page 116. And on the Query Tools Design tab, in the Query Setup group, we're going to click the Show Table button to display the Show Table dialog box. And we're going to click on Industry Friends, and then click Add. A second copy of Industry Friends table is added to the query as indicated by the 1 in the title. So this is the duplicate. Okay, it says to click the Stanford employees, and we're going to click Add. The table is added to the query, and then we're going to close the Show Table dialog box. It says to click anywhere in the Industry Friends one field list, and we're going to press the delete key to remove it. So I'm just going to press it on my keyboard. So I removed Industry Friends. And then it says click anywhere in the Stanford employees field list, and then we're also going to press delete on our keyboard to remove it. Next, we're going to click the close button on the Industry Friends query tab to close the query. If a message asks you if you want to save, we should click yes. Okay, pause, leave the database open to use the next exercise. Next, we're going to be adding criteria to a query. Okay, so different criteria here. All right. Note right here it talks about null value, and it says that a null value is a marker that a value does not exist for a field and is differentiated from a value that has been missed being entered by a user. Okay. So adding criteria to a query. In the navigation pane, we're going to double click on Employees Contact Info Query to open it. And on the Home tab in the Views group, we're going to click the View button and choose Design View. In the criteria row of the position field, so here's the criteria row. In the position field here, we are going to type like with a quotation mark, an asterisk mark, and the name or word manager. Okay. So this is going to display all the records that end with the string manager in the position field. For example, assistant manager, sales manager, product manager, and so on. So basically the asterisk right here is going to take the place of those like assistant, sales, and product manager. On the table, on the Query Tools Design tab in the Results group, we are going to click the lower half of the View button, and we're going to click on Data Sheet View. The query results display all records that end with the string manager. So, probably to see it, you may have to make this a little bit bigger. Okay, the query results to view all the manager. You may have to increase the width. Oh, I just did that. Okay, step 5, page 119. On the Home tab in the Views group, we're going to click the lower half of the View button, and we're going to choose Design View. So in the Show row, so here's Show row, under the first name field, we're going to click the checkbox to deselect it. The first name field data will not appear in the query results. On the Home tab in the Views group, we're going to click the View button and choose Data Sheet View. So now first name is not displayed in our query. Okay, we're going to click the close button on the employee's contact query info query. Click yes to save. And it says in the navigation pane, now we're going to double click the non-Stanford employees query, which is right here. To open it up, and on the home tab in the views group, we're going to change it to design view. In the criteria row of the city field, we're going to type square bracket, capital city, question mark, square bracket. This will create the parameter and require you to enter a city name when the query is run. So on the Home tab in the Views group, we're going to change it back to Datasheet view. The prompt appears in the Enter Parameters Value dialog box, and we're going to type in Darien in the city box. We're going to click OK. And the records for non-Stanford employees who live in Darien are displayed in the results as shown in figure 7-15, which is correct. We're going to click the close button on the non-Stanford employees. Click yes to save. It says to pause and leave the database open to use in the next exercise. Next, we're going to be sorting and filtering data within a query. Still using Northwind Final Database, and in the navigations pane it tells us to click Industry Friends Query to open it. We're going to right click the Referred By field and select Sort A to Z from the shortcut menu that is displayed. The field is sorted in alphabetical order from A to Z, which is what it did do. On the Home tab, in the Sort and Filter group, we're going to click Remove Sort. The sort order is removed from the Referred By list or field. On the Home tab in the Sort and Filter group, we're going to click the Advanced button and select Advanced Filter Sort. An Industry Friends Query Filter 1 tab appears as shown. Figure 7-16 says to click the field cell in the first column, and we're going to click the down arrow and we're going to choose Referred By on the drop down list. In the sort cell in the first column, we're going to click the down arrow and we're going to choose Ascending on the drop down list. And then we're going to click the field cell in the second column. Clicking the drop down arrow, we're then going to click on last name. And in the sort cell in the second column, we're going to choose Ascending. Okay. Now on the Home tab in the Sort and Filter group, we're going to click the Advanced button. And we're going to click on Apply Filter Sort. The query is sorted by Referred By field in ascending order and then by last name field in ascending order, which looks correct. Okay. On the Home tab in the Sort and Filter group, we're going to click Remove Sort button. It says pause, leave the database open to use in the next exercise. Next, we're going to be filtering data with a query. So it says to click the position header to select the field. Which is right here. On the Home tab in the Sort and Filter group, we're going to click the Filter button. A menu appears. On the menu, we're going to click on Text Filters, and then we're going to click on Contains on the submenu. A custom filter box dialog box appears. In the Position Contains box, we're going to type Marketing and we're going to click OK. The records are filtered to show only those results containing the word marketing in the position field. Adjust the field to display the entire position name, which is about to there. So on the Home tab in the Sort and Filter group, we're going to click Toggle Filter button to remove the filter. And it says to click the Close button on the Industry Friends Query tab. Click Yes to save. And we're going to click the Close button on the Query filter. Alright, next it says Stop, close the database, and then exit Access. Alright, so at this point you can go ahead and continue on with the knowledge assessment and the two projects on page 124 and 125.